In case you missed it, Melly got blindsided by the feds by making Bortlen snitch against him. The news wrote, "A no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortlen completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence," as the prosecutors are forcing Bortlen to snitch by trying Melly and him together next trial.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase, it's the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
The judge would then announce this to the court, inviting Melly and his lawyers to hear it. The scariest part is if Bortlen knows he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't physically be able to sit there and take life in prison to the chin, making it likely he will point the finger against Melly and snitch on him. However, this came at a convenient time, as the news wrote. Melly's lawyers submitted their last paperwork for Melly to be released on a bond till trial in September. This time they have full confidence Melly will be released from jail, as we saw Melly's mother give an update on his bond release.
We just still praying. I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
As his lawyers released a new bond package to try to get him released. As it was reported, Melly's legal team proposed posting an unspecified bond that would be paid by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If granted bond, they assured the judge that Melly would be on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire round-the-clock security to keep tabs on him. Everyone thought the package was good that a rapper wrote, "That boy Melly coming home. I feel it." In order to show that Melly isn't being treated like a human in jail, Melly's lawyers have evidence of him being treated bad, which is illegal.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
As they brought up evidence from the first trial, which shows GPS evidence of Melly running away from the scene and hiding in a bush.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sak and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
But to back up the claims of a drive-by even more, Melly's lawyers spoke about how a firearm was never found for the crime, making it seem like the guilty party would have drove off with the firearm.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
But the prosecutors did something disturbing that makes many believe the court system is corrupt, because right as he had the best chance of release, the prosecutors are now targeting Bortlen and Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton. Because Mariah was hiding out of the United States since Melly's original trial. She was supposed to testify against him but never showed up, which landed her in jail.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Mariah made a deal with the judge to be released, but the terms of her release is that she has to testify against Melly. This is terrible for Melly, and Mariah wrote to Facebook saying, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." As the prosecutors found evidence that links Melly to witness tampering with Mariah, as the witness tampering charge carries another life sentence if he's found guilty of it, regardless if Melly took out Sakchaser and Juvy.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering is separate from his existing case of Sakchaser and Juvy's passing. Due to the witness tampering, Melly hasn't been allowed to use the jail phones for multiple months. It even got so bad that his mother spoke in an interview saying, "It's not fair."
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But the whole reason he isn't allowed to communicate is because of the witness tampering that he's charged with, as the prosecutors can't risk him messing up the case even further. But to make it even worse, they're trying to make Melly's best friend Bortlen snitch on him, because Melly tried throwing Bortlen under the bus in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As they revealed that Bortlen lied to the feds, he had firearm powder on his hands, and he was the last one seen with Sakchaser and Juvy, as they brought in an investigator who covered the powder on Bortlen's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of residue and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
Bortlen hated that Melly's lawyers did this, as he tweeted out, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting a deal. And if Bortlen is tried with Melly in the same trial, they'll use the interrogation from the night of the crime, as he lied to the police trying to cover up for Melly.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost home, you know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car,
Hey, Ashley,
and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75.
Expressway.
Then you took 75 south?
But it's clear to the officers that Bortlen's story isn't adding up to anything, as Bortlen would get caught in a lie.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as 1 shell casing. They didn't find 1 piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the class.
I mean, for whatever reason, your 2 friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my like,
these your 2, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got.
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't like. What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
But the interrogation got even worse. Once Bortlen realized the officers weren't believing him, he tried to shut down the conversation.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. And we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
However, the officer would reset the conversation with new questions to Bortlen, where he asked, how was Bortlen driving? Did he crash into anything?
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
Although with the officer getting annoyed by Bortlen continuously lying, he'd ask Bortlen, if you know who did this, would you tell me?
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
But Bortlen doesn't answer with his voice. Instead, he shook his head no, as he was afraid of having a voice crack in front of the officer, which would be a clear indicator that Bortlen knows more than what he's sharing. However, the feds revealed some of the evidence they have against Melly, as Melly sent a text message hours after the crime, admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Also found on Melly's phone was a video of Bortlen, and Melly looking happy only hours after the crime happened.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
But what could ruin Melly's life is that the motive for the crime has been revealed, as a former O-Block member shared that Melly didn't want to split finances with Sakchaser and Juvy anymore.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, if when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
This was supposed to be a secret Melly told King Vaughn, but unfortunately Vaughn shared it with O-Block members before he passed away. As Melly got mad that him and Bortlen were constantly working to make money, but Sakchaser and Juvy were along for the ride, making the same amount and not doing much work.